peace, and happy now. Now is a vibrate, of course. Not going too far in the future, not going too far in the past. Right now, you know, sometimes we tend to forget patterns, or, you know, more so we tend to forget how the as above, so below situation trickles down, in essence. Where, you know, if we going through things and doing things a certain way as a human, then the ways of doing things that, or the way we're doing things now, may have existed, you know, or that same, let's just say, somewhat of that same blueprint, you know, of the way we do things existed, you know, on a higher level. You know what I'm saying? And what I'm getting into is basically how our situation with AI, with not Allen Iverson, I thought, not that AI, artificial intelligence. Basically, you know, where we like, oh man, you know, I don't want no computer being able to make decisions or talk like this or this and that. You know what I'm saying? Like, just this whole vibe towards being a little, I mean, just be honest, you know, fearful towards, you know, robotics and stuff like that. And this whole situation is you know, it's a balance, in essence, where you see the cycle of where we wouldn't even be here as humans, you know, if the gods would have like stayed fearful, like, well, it was like a part, you know, some didn't want it, some, you know, was for it, in essence. But, you know, we wouldn't be here in these little bodysuits walking and talking if somebody, you know, had that same type of feel like we have towards robots, is that same situation. So just like we kind of got that little, well, hold on, you know, can't give them too much consciousness, or what if we give them consciousness? All that little whole conversation was the conversation before our human bodies was created. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, do we want to put this energy into? Because as much as we call our bodies organic, you know, it still was a lower vibration compared to the state of being, you know, that we were in the essence of, like, you know, being more vibrational, you know, and being on that God level. You know, being in the flesh was something that was, in essence, like of a lower vibration. So, you know, like it had that same effect dealing with the human. Like, should we, you know, create these humans and put consciousness? Like, do I want a piece of just inanimate earth? You know, in essence, do I want a piece of earth just walking and talking and being conscious with a mind of its own? You know what I'm saying? Like, do I want that? And that same type of, you know, in essence, I'm going to call it fear, because in essence, if you that, you know, you got awareness, but then, I mean, if you're scared of something, you're scared of something, it is what it is. And of course, it's something to be, you know, aware of, and something that should be, you know, acknowledged. Let's say that, you know what I'm saying? Something that should be acknowledged as far as like how we're going to deal with this situation. But it, you know, we are, you know, everything is us. You know, we are source. To be fearful, you know, you creating a situation where, you know, where in essence, you know, it's going to create more fear, more negativity. Like, you know, your fear manifests, in essence. So if you fearing the robots, say for instance, you know, going crazy and taking over and doing this, doing that, then, you know, in essence, that's what's going to manifest. You know, again, the same thing with us being humans. Like, but, you know, what if they get to this level? What if they do this? What if they do that? You know what I'm saying? And matter of fact, I can't remember all the aspects of Altered Carbon on Netflix, man. If y'all haven't watched it, check that out. You know what I'm saying? But that play into the immortality and treating, you know, the body, like this is really a body suit, like, you know what I'm saying, like, your true sentience is just with your soul, in essence, but again, that same vibe of having that fear, you just see how we cycle through certain situations to learn from it, you know what I'm saying, in essence. It's like to do something different or not make the same mistake, in essence. But one thing we always have to realize is just like the butterfly effect. I don't know if y'all never watched that movie, definitely check it out. It's an older movie with Ashton Kutcher. But the butterfly effect, where you could always change your situation or change the way you do something, and of course it may have that desired outcome you was looking for, but it's always gonna have there's always a positive and negative to everything. Let's just put it like that. So even though you may find that positive you're looking for, you may change the negative outcome, you know what I'm saying? Well, like, say for instance, I got just how the movie went, like I got an amputated leg, and I wish, or I change it to where, like, all right, I give myself a leg, or I make sure I don't amputate my leg in this next lifetime, well, then something else, the negativity is not going to appear in that form, but in another form, since I got my leg fixed in this lifetime, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's always going to have some type of, positive and negative that exists, That's why you're not supposed to look at it as good and bad or good and evil, None of that is just an experience, But, that whole aspect, of us going through these learning lessons and seeing, like, all right, we once, feared, putting sentience into, earth matter. But now we're here, and we seem to love being in our body suits. Of course, some of us, have difficulty with that at times. But we in our body suits and doing things, making things happen, and higher ups are guides on a high frequency. Once seen, the humans just like how humans see robots. You know what I'm saying? So just that whole aspect to just, with this video, all I'm doing is just laying down perspective, like to just stay a little open-minded in that area and realize, the balance of our existence and how reoccurrence of certain situations is for us to, learn from and grow from, But I digress. But just definitely want to, because this was more of a download. The only reason why I ain't do no think fast, because this is way a day after I had the think fast moment, but didn't do the video. So, but I wrote it down. You know what I'm saying? So I could just at least share it, because it was just, basically, it was just simply that thought. Like my higher self was like, hey bro, the same way y'all all worried or kind of semi, scared of artificial intelligence. It's like, shit, I remember at one time beings were scared of, the human project, you know what I'm saying, and putting energy into, and life exists on on more than just a earthly plane. So it's like, the humanoid project in general, and all different dimensions and planes and all that, some part of the higher vibrational, and there's a fractal we come from, there's a fractal breaking down off itself continuously, you know what I'm saying? And two, you see the aspect of, ye are gods, you know what I'm saying? Now, a lot of people feel like, oh, you shouldn't be creating or dealing with, artificial intelligence, this and that. Now you trying, matter of fact, because that's that old Christian mind frame. Like, now you trying to play God. Last time I checked, wait, is it not written in your law that ye are gods? You know what I'm saying? That's in their own Bible, you know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, coming from fake Jesus, you know, letting you know you are God, you know what I'm saying? And with being a God comes creating, different type of life forms, just in the essence of reproduction, with the masculine and feminine energies coming together on a physical level, creating, another vessel for another soul to come into this plane. But again, just opening up the mind to the fact that these are just reoccurring lessons, situations we dealt with in past lives, and again, just showing you the trickle down fractal effect, you know what I'm saying? Like, just like we like, oh no, like AI, robot, some beings was once like, oh no, like getting some pieces of clumps of earth and putting some consciousness in it. Like, what? Well, we ain't with that. They had a council meeting about that at one time, just like we gonna have a council meeting about dealing with artificial intelligence. So, you know what I'm saying? We're moving into a place like, like Star Wars, like, and that's the thing, just like it ain't no good and bad situation. Like, some people gonna be able to program let's say a robot for things that we would call righteous and good or whatever, and somebody could be able to program, as above, so below. Look at the way humans operate, you know what I'm saying? Or, our souls in the human body, look at how that situation play out. So it's like, whether it's a robot taking you out or Mother Nature, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh no, artificial intelligence, boom, oh, a tornado just killed me, you know what I'm saying? Or like an animal in nature, harming you or something of that nature, It's like, when it's your time to transition, it's your time to transition. Whether they got a bunch of robots around you or a bunch of lions and tigers around you, that aspect of the positive and negative things of, and aspects of our whole existence, it always exists. So, it's just something to keep in mind when we thinking about, like, what about the AI, what about the artificial intelligence, should it, it's like, transitioning could come to you from any way, form, or fashion, You got, in essence, I guess you just got something against having to transition through the hands of a robot, in essence. Which, in essence, some people are really transitioning from the hands of a robot. Chemotherapy, you know what I'm saying? Like, how these machines, you know what I'm saying? In essence, in some cases not being used for beneficial reasons right now. And they got some machines that are being used for beneficial reasons. When you think about their fire with Dan Winters, like, or the technology, like with Nikola Tesla, like with the sound healing, you know what I'm saying? Or like with the the matter of fact, I think about the Brethren Honk that sometimes be, matter of fact, go follow them on Instagram if you're not, bro Honk. Honk like Ankh, like Hank, but with Ankh at the end, but like having devices, where you could snap some high vibrational negative ion, which negative is a positive thing in this case, but the negative ions into a certain bottle or crystal or something like that. That machinery does something that's beneficial, you know what I'm saying? Like, again, it's all on what we, you know what I'm saying? These crystals, like, I could use a crystal to cast a spell to harm somebody. I could use one of them crystals to do a spell to help somebody, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's all on what the intention of what what you're dealing with, what's the intention. So if we getting into a place where, we in our heart space, we more in a high vibrational state of being, we more mature as a being and as a soul, then when we approach, making artificial intelligence and things of this nature, it's gonna embody that high vibration and that, the vibe that we vibing on, as above, so below. We're gonna pass it into that being, you know what I'm saying? So it's just all on how, on how you make it. What's your intentions, and of course we could all have different perceptions and perceive the situation a different manner, because that's what is, that's why we meant to have our unique perspectives, because one person had a certain life situation that may bring up a certain unique situation that we need to know about, and another person got a different aspect, like, maybe we shouldn't do robots because of this, that, or the other, or maybe we should, like, it's, all of us got different perspectives, so we could build on the situation, compared to like everybody being yay or everybody being nay on the situation. It's like we all got our unique little outlooks, perspectives, and all that, so we could, create a situation that creates evolution, evolving. And again, that's why, sometimes, a lot of times, these movies and cartoons, of course, is going to have some type of propaganda into it. But one thing that I always resonated with in movies with their depiction of the future is, us dealing with, the robotics and stuff like that. Matter of fact, more so on a level like if you watch Cloud Atlas, they flip through this part of the movie throughout, but they show more of it towards the end. But the part where Halle Berry and Tom Hanks was in that futuristic place, and they were scared of Halle Berry coming into the village because they didn't want all that super, which the technology coincided with nature, but those people was like, we want things completely primitive, and showing how the battle, like where everything is God, God is everything, and we are God and we are everything. So it's like we battling with ourselves when we feel like if we're able to create a robot that's still coming from us, like it's still a part of us, just because it's not a part of what we've grown to call organic, doesn't mean it's not of us in essence, But it was another little point I was going with that. Just brought up how we could, like, where it's about the balance, like where in that movie they had the clash of like, we super natural, way, like, so basically one side being against the other side in essence. But in the movie it wasn't that extreme, but but it did it was a small example of how, again, those two different aspects of God, displayed as human beings, going against us, but it's just two energies opposing itself, nature against things that are not from nature, It's like, but it's all God. So, it's finding some way to balance that out, you know what I'm saying? Because it's insanity to be fighting against yourself in essence, The dark side is what it is. Like, negative aspects of our existence is what it is, It has to exist, so it doesn't pay to hate it. Hating it is not going to change it. Hating it will just make it worse. So if anything, we gotta be that positive side, or be that balanced energy, or whatever, and help transmute, energies, instead of trying to, battle it out against energies and feel like we up in a fight against something. Because whenever we feel like we up in a fight against something, then we begin to fall under the illusion of fighting against ourselves in essence, Like, here it is, you're stuck in this matrix fighting against yourself, instead of realizing like all is mine and everything outside of me is a personification of my mind and the collective of others, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's something that has to be, realized. But I digress. Peace. I fact just again just to be aware of, the knowing our situation through time, just stay open minded to the aspects of, just new things that come towards us on our growth, because throughout all our times, it was always something new that came, what I'm saying, whether it was humans, whether it was, the devil, what I'm saying, because the devil is something that was new to the existence. We was all in our perfect form, everything was perfect, we all one big light glob, one big, and then some part of the being was like, man, well, this perfect stuff, where does it all come from? And then material world created, what I'm saying? Is Lucifer bad? Like, is it bad that, Lucifer created a physical existence, this and that? Like, we was in perfection, this and that. But again, it's we got bored of that perfection in essence. That sitting there all that time, we wanted to evolve. In order to evolve, there had to be some contrast, like, and it's gonna keep ringing, like, where you have to see, like, if we all were the same, it would be nothing to oppose anything for us to change anything. You feel me? Like, what I'm saying? And everybody, la, 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 la. Or if everybody, like, like, everything gonna be forever, what I'm saying? Or everything be la, la, like, it'll all just be that one side forever, because nothing else would exist except for that, just that one state of being, what I'm saying? You wouldn't be able to achieve nothing else out of life, because everything is just one construct, what I'm saying? But we wanted to evolve past, just being just that one perfection of just sitting around being perfect. And just, nothing else. Be perfect, perfectly existing. It's like, I want to shake it up a little bit, what I'm saying? But that's basically it, Again, just staying open-minded towards these situations. But peace and happy now. Now is a vibrate, of course. Not going too far in the future. Not going too far in the past. Right now. Peace.